Right, 8 o'clock, August 21st, hot off the mats. Bringing young Brandon into the talk to us today. We're gonna have a talk a little bit about near-death experiences and malfunction equipment.
Probably just gonna have to hold it.
I think I tightened it. No, I tightened it. I got it. All right, so we're bringing in young Brandon today, one of our members. Actually, been on and off with us for what?
Since I was like 10, so like 7
Damn.
years.
Dude, how old are you now?
17.
What?
Yeah.
7 years?
Young
I've known you for 7 years.
Young man. Hey, you know what? That's what's funny because I totally that makes it like brings it to the forefront that I don't give a shit about time.
Yeah.
You know, because 7 years.
That's
damn,
crazy.
you were 10, bro, when you first came here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you. You're definitely one of us. You know, we kind of something over a year now. It's been over a year since you had your near death experience.
Almost a year, yeah.
Oh, wow.
All right, because you had left for a little while. You were training for a little bit off and on, and it's all good around here. Once you're part of the family, come and go as you please around here. We don't lock anybody down or nothing. We just we appreciate your energy. We appreciate your character and your drive around here, and you're like one of the peeps around here because that's how we get down here. So you had left for a little bit, and we had lost contact, and it was about a little more than a year ago, I believe, maybe a year and a month, maybe about 13, 14 months ago.
Of when I
had your near-death experience?
Yeah, it was October 9th.
Ooh, October 9th.
That thing's engraved in my head.
Man. So the anniversary is coming up then.
Yeah.
It hasn't even been a year, bro?
No.
It hasn't even been a year. Holy shit. So please, the mic.
Yeah.
You're the man with the mic right now, man. Please let everybody know, what you went through, what the whole procedure was supposed to be, and how that went down.
Yeah, because I know nothing about this.
Yeah,
I've never.
I know bits and pieces, because I kind of wanted to save it for this.
So you had a near death experience.
Yeah.
Pretty hard.
So basically, like for like a month, there was like this big old like lump that was just like.
I see. Is that where that scar?
Yeah, the scars, but like this thing was like all the way out here.
Wow.
It was massive.
Was it just growing and growing?
It was just growing, and I was like complaining to my parents, and I'm like, yo, I don't think this thing's like, I don't think this thing's good anymore.
There might be something wrong with this motherfucking stop ball coming out the side of my neck.
Like it was like that big. It was.
Was it a goiter or a cyst?
It was a cyst, but the reason it was so big is because it was infected, and also it was caught in between the first and second layer of my neck. So it was just right in between there.
Damn.
So like, and then
how was it feeling though? How like on the
lead
up to it?
Was
like,
it tender?
Oh my gosh, it hurt
your
so
energy?
much. It hurt so much. Like I was so drained. I couldn't drive anymore. I could not turn my neck for the life of me. Like I could maybe, this is as far as I could turn. And even turning here, I could maybe stop here before this is starting to hurt. It was just bad.
So it's affected everything in your life.
Yeah, it was rough. I remember I went to a like some big event with it. I'm all dressed up. I'm like, well, there's this big old lump on my neck, the odd man out. And then I think it was the 9. Let's see, 9. Yeah, so it was when my brother and my father, they got back from a trip to school, and my dad was like, that doesn't look normal. So I was like, yeah, no, definitely.
We let it go long enough, huh?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And I was just in measurable pain, and the next morning it had grown like double the size. So like it was like maybe like that, and then it's just bam.
It's out of nowhere.
It just, I don't know. And it's still aggravating.
Side of your neck. Check that shit out. Yeah, everybody out there worried about a little pimple here and there and shit.
So I'm like, I wake up, I'm like, Mom, I don't feel good. I feel sick. And she's like, all right, well, Dad has to do something, but he'll pick you up from school. So I went to school like that. Just a big old lump on my neck. And I was like, man, this sucks. I had a test that day too. Oh my gosh.
Did anybody say anything?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can guarantee you there was one kid that showed up and they were like, what the fuck is that? What is that?
Like, all my friends.
High school, bro. Fucking one dude didn't do that. I guarantee you it was the minute he probably got out of his fucking car to go up to the school. First kid you saw, damn.
Yeah, so basically like all my friends are like, that doesn't look normal, bro. I'm like, no, really. And then I think it was around almost 11 when my dad picked me up and we went to the ER. And we thought it was just going to be a quick check in and out. We got into, I forget what they're called, but we got with the surgeon or the specialist and whatever. And they're like, yeah, he needs to have emergency surgery. Because like they're explaining it and I'm just listening. I'm like,
and it was growing.
Yeah, and it was growing. So they're like, if this doesn't get out, it's going to connect to his veins and stuff. And that's going to be an even rougher situation.
Well, I mean, the fact that it's near your cerebellum, your spinal column.
Yeah.
I guarantee there were some issues over that.
Yeah, that was another big concern because it was like it could have connected here,
Yes, sir.
or right here.
Yes, sir.
Problems waiting to happen. So everybody was anticipating. I remember I texted my friends. I was like, I don't know. I FaceTimed them. Because I already had like the gown on and they already marked me up where they're gonna make the decision. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" I was like, I'm going into surgery. Should be really quick, easy out. I'm not gonna die or anything.
That's what you said, huh?
Jinx yourself,
That's
bud.
what you said.
I
Whoa,
jinxed
bad,
myself.
bad FaceTime.
That was really bad. It did not age well.
Uh.
So basically, like they're explaining it is like really simple surgery. Anesthesia, slice me open, take out all the pus and everything. I'll be in the ER for maybe like, or in the ICU for probably like maybe a day, so they can see how it reacts and everything. And then I go in and mask on everything. I'm not really concerned, you know. I'm like, God got me. I'm chilling.
Had you counting?
Yeah. Counting backwards. I'm like, I'll be fine. And then all of a sudden, I remember I go under. I remember just waking up back in like one of the ICU rooms, and all of a sudden I'm just hearing heart monitors just blasting. Um,
And this was after the procedure.
this is after the procedure,
Okay,
so
you
this is
woke up
happening
after the
post-op.
Anesthesia wore
Yeah.
off.
No, the anesthesia was supposed to still be going.
Okay.
So this is like maybe like 15 minutes after post-op.
Okay.
So, and all of a sudden I just wake up out of the anesthesia because I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked out of it. And like,
Well, your heart rate was going crazy.
Yeah.
If you heard the heart monitor beeping like that, your
Yeah.
heart rate was rising.
and then the doctors are all panicking. They're like, what the hell are we supposed to do? And they're like, I'm like looking around because they see I'm awake now and they're like, oh, frick. So like, I remember this very slow, but it was very surely like this drowning feeling because
Mhm.
my lungs, or not my lungs, my throat closed on me. So instead of taking in oxygen, I'm taking in blood. So I'm just drowning in my own blood. And the doctors are trying to like open my mouth, my jaw, and trying to force down the tube so they can start getting it
Oxygen.
no,
You
not
felt all of that. Huh?
no, I felt all of it.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then
they had to drain the blood.
they had to drain the blood first.
Oh, shit.
So they're trying to just pry open my jaw and then get that tube in so they can start taking out the blood. But because of like the shock I was in, and then
Did you have anything running through your head as they were doing that?
I was like, oh, it's over. I was like, there's no way this isn't gonna end
Well,
well.
you're just drowning, dude.
Yeah.
You
I was in panic mode,
you were in panic mode.
and
You were hearing everything.
I was hearing everything. It was crazy, and yeah. So they're prying it open, but they couldn't get it open because I'm seizing, drowning. I'm just shaking everything,
Your
and
body's in complete shock. Eh?
yeah, and then
It's trying to survive, dude.
that went on for like from like being able to like breathe kindness to like slowly losing my ability to just take in oxygen. I'm like, oh, it's over. I hear the heart monitor just going crazy, and I'm like, oh man, it's over.
Like right before they go, dee,
Mhm.
that's the sound you heard.
That's the
Was
sound I
that
heard.
dee, 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 dee?
And-
Oh shit, dude.
And then at that point, I'm just like,
How about consciousness? Like were you starting to fade out or anything like that?
it was getting hazy.
Yeah.
I was like, well, time to count my blessings and say peace. So yeah, so I remember I was like, so I believe in God. I follow Christ, everything. I was like, well, I count my blessings. People flash through my head. Like people who I love and hold dear. And I'm like, frick, this is really it. And I remember I'm just like seizing out and dying. And I just like, is this really all you have for me, God? Is this it? And that was just the final prayer. And I can hear the heart monitor just like getting really close to just flatlining. I'm like, well, and that's always like, I can see the light, bro. Like it was crazy.
So yeah, because I've heard a little bit about near death experiences. You know how they say that there's that panic mode, and then you start getting this calmness.
Yeah.
Start setting in, kind of like accepting.
Oh yeah.
Feel
Like,
the sense of
yeah.
peace?
I was peaceful with it. I was like, well, I'm not happy about it, but I was like, this isn't.
You can't stop it.
I was like, I
Yeah.
can't stop it,
It's out of
and
your
I was
control.
like, well, if this is how it ends. This is how it ends. And I remember like seeing the light, and then the light speaks back to me after I finished the prayer. It's like, this is not it. This and your story will reach and impact people. And then right as at the height of it, and I hear the flat line, I crash and then I wake up again. and like I'm still back, so I'm guessing like only a
When
few
you
seconds.
heard
So
that,
almost like a bad dream, huh?
Bro, it was like a really
when
bad.
you heard those words, was it like your own voice or
No,
something?
it was like I discerned it as like God speaking to me.
Okay.
So it was like it was very clear because like
Our maker.
yeah, I was very it was very clear like God Christ spoke to me, and like I was able to discern it because I was like there's no voice powerful enough to overwhelm me with such a sense of peace as just a rushing wind. Like it was so powerful but yet peaceful. And then I crash, come back. I'm guessing a few seconds pass, and then suddenly like my throat, I feel it open.
Mhm.
I just calm down. I can't breathe, but they're able to get the tube in,
But you're getting blood
yeah,
drawn out.
and
So
the
you are
blood's
getting
all coming
oxygen.
out, and then eventually, because I can feel my lungs are all cut up and everything now. It's like it was bad, and then I remember like they put an oxygen mask over me. They put, and they would periodically take it off and put a tube in. And they're just checking my vitals, pumping me with IVs and everything, making sure like I don't do crash again. And I remember like maybe another 20 minutes, like about 20 minutes passed before I just passed out. Cause like after everything, my body's like
Exhausted.
exhausted,
Yeah.
the adrenaline wearing off. I'm like, well,
Bro, your whole body, for it to seize and convulse and get to that point, your whole body was basically doing everything in its power to hold on to whatever little
yeah,
existence it could. Like we don't, it's funny because in experiences where there's a lot of duress and pressure and you're having to almost fight for your life, you know, you get this amount of strength that you don't even know where it comes from.
Yeah.
Right. But your body definitely feels it afterwards, man.
no,
I've
yeah,
had some experiences in my life where I've been pushed like that. Nothing that close, like where the light came shining and shit. But I'll tell you what, we don't give our bodies and our minds enough credit
yeah,
because they are amazing, miraculous machines that I wish we would all kind of respect them a little bit more and take better care of them.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, you were active and you were young, you were active, you were strong at that point. Your body withstood that just
Yeah.
enough
just yeah,
so that you could still be here today. So that feeling afterwards is probably like fucking you got hit by a truck.
oh my gosh, it was bad. It was like, and I remember waking up, my parents like they're finally in the room, and mind you, they didn't tell my parents for like a solid hour.
Why would they? It was due. What was the cause again of this supposed
Allergic reaction to
malfunction?
anesthesia.
Allergic reaction to anesthesia.
But mind you, I've had general anesthesia like 4 times in my life already. So we have no idea how it happened because like you would have caught it by the like second time at
Well, I
least.
mean, well, we've said it in this podcast before. I've even brought up statistics where upwards of I think it was probably 2023, 800,000 people died from misdiagnosis or mistakes made by medical professionals. So I think I looked up after we had talked about it. I looked up the anesthesia deaths, and that's a lot lower because anesthesia is supposed to be safe, but apparently there's been like a 1.1 percentile out of I think 157 million people that have done anesthesia that have passed. I think it came out to like out of 157 million people, I think it came out to 2,200 something died. So that's a very small number,
super small
you know.
percentage.
Yeah.
And
So-
for you to
so-
be in that little percentage, is
Yeah.
For even a hot second, bro.
up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, what a story. Good story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Did your perspective over like life change
Oh.
after that?
100%. Because like
How so?
he
so
came
like
back to this crazy motherfucker.
so basically like I didn't like personally start like following Christ until
Right.
like I was like 15. So probably March, like I remember the set date where I actually fully gave my life and like devoted it to living in a godly manner. March 22nd, 2022. but it didn't become so real until that day where like physically, mentally, spiritually, everything became so vividly real. And I was like, there's literally a fight for our souls and everything. Like
Mhm.
everyone has a calling, and you know, the enemy, or like the devil um opposes that calling. So he's gonna try to do whatever he can to stop you. And sometimes that means drastic measures and dying. But I think one of the biggest things is that at the end of the day, what mattered to me the most was my faith. And I can give credit to like my body or like how healthy it was, but at the end, I know it was like my faith in God. That's what got me through it.
So it strengthened your religion or your belief in your religion, but I'm talking about how you choose to live your life on a daily basis. Has there been any change to that, maybe in any way?
Yeah, I definitely appreciate things more because like I understand how quickly things can be taken away.
Right.
So like
Just like that, anything
Yeah.
can happen.
so like there are times because I definitely have PTSD from it. When in the ICU, I was put in the ICU for like a week, by the way.
Yeah.
And I remember third day, just midday, I started having a panic attack. I feel like the mask is over me again. I feel the drowning sensation. I can't breathe. And then my mom, she was the one who stayed with me in the ICU. Bless her heart, because I know that was probably horrible to see your son like that. And I just start clawing at the bed, like, because like I'm laying down, I'm just like clawing.
Yeah, you're
I just
reliving
can't.
the moment.
And then, it was just horrible. And so I just like, I definitely am appreciative of both the people who are in my life, the life I live, and making sure that whatever I do, I live it to the fullest,
Mm.
and making sure that every chance, every opportunity that is put in front of me, I take that chance.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing for you to acknowledge at such a young age,
Yeah.
because that's something that's going to carry on for the rest of your life. Not the trauma from that, but the outcome of it, of you not taking things for granted.
Yeah.
I think I've said this before is uh, sure a surefire way to change is trauma.
Yeah.
Trauma changes people, not always for the better,
Yeah.
sometimes for the worse. In your case, obviously it's for the better. And the trauma in my life has changed me for the better. That's why I believe that, because I'm not a highly religious guy, but I never ever question anybody's belief or anybody's religion. And I truly believe that we do have a career. We come from something bigger than us.
Yeah.
I'm not here to debate or argue that, but I have an appreciation. You have an appreciation. You have an appreciation. People around here, we try to teach that appreciation, that being in the present, because nothing's promised. Nothing other than this moment is promised.
Right.
Anything could happen at any moment. And that's a valuable lesson to learn at such a young age.
Yeah.
I took me a while to realize that. I still look at every day and I'm like, man,
Thank you.
I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. So in that sense, it's when I see someone else that has gone through it, like I almost feel like we get each other on a whole nother level now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
get each other, even we talk when you work out, we just get each other on a whole nother level, because everything, even the words that we're sharing at this moment is spontaneously beautiful, because we can have this moment.
Yeah.
And nothing matters more than this moment. And I know people are like, oh, well, that sounds like fuck cheesy. You can't live like that. Well, you haven't almost motherfucking died. You haven't almost put yourself in a situation where you don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've done it in a living, coherent way. You did it in the other way. That's a lot more horrible and scary. Yeah.
Has the PTSD from it kind of mellowed out, or do you still get pretty intense
Um,
flashbacks?
It's not as bad as it has been. I remember for like a solid month, I'd wake up in a panic because like I'm having vivid dreams of not the moment, but like there was always some sort of dream of me drowning, whether it be in water, mud, or like I remember there was one really messed up dream where like I got like stabbed and I just started choking on my blood to
Yeah.
relive the moment, and it was just horrible. But I remember slowly over time I started dealing with it.
So
Working
how did
through
you
it.
start dealing with it? Was there something you started to do, or did it just go away on its own?
One of the number of things I did is just prayer, of course,
Okay.
and I started making sure to remind myself that like what happened in the past, yeah, it can happen again, but I know for sure I'm protected because I live.
So by doing that, I mean, you kind of started to change your mentality, right?
Yeah,
Because in the very beginning of it, your mentality was just reaction to that. It was just a panic mode. Then you kind of took that and you started to embed the understanding of it, of what happened, and knowing that it's not happening anymore, to change your mentality, to be like, no, I'm not reliving that moment. My body's just
Well, I
through
think
it.
too. I think when something like that actually jolted his frontal cortex, it jolted his cerebellum, it
Yeah.
jolted his nervous system. It's not surprising that 2-3 days later it was happening again. That brings me to a question: is physically you were done after that?
Oh yeah,
but
physically.
as far as actual like muscle tone and strength, that I've known you for 7 years. You're a strong, capable kid. Like, what did it do to your muscle? Like, how did it muscle atrophy you? How did it kind of, how much weight did you lose?
Yeah, the
How much
lingering
strength
effects from
did
that.
you lose? What were the physiological repercussions from it?
It was really bad. Like, so they moved me to Santa Clara or no San Jose hospital because they didn't have a ward for me there that they were like willing to take care of me. And from there, when I got moved there, like you could easily see how frail I was. A few hours had passed, and you could already see like the effects that had taken over on my body. Like I lost almost every single part of my muscle mass.
How much do you remember how much weight you lost?
Oh, I lost like 40 pounds.
Damn.
Wow.
But see, that's what I'm saying. This is kind of what we teach here. We teach about the connection of our brains and our nervous system to our muscles, because that's what happens when you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
When you have to fight for your life, you need every cellular ounce of your being to survive. Your body did it. 40 pounds is huge because you've never been a large guy.
Yeah, I
You
was
know,
like,
so that's wow.
How
That should
much
let people
total-
know, like, literally it sucked you the
Yeah.
hell up.
Yeah. How much total time did you spend in the hospital?
I spent 7 days,
7
6
days?
nights.
6 nights. And in those 7 days, 6 nights, total of about 40 pounds.
Yeah, it was
That's insane.
because I was about 155 when I went in. When I came out, it was about 110, 115.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then
That's crazy. That's fight or flight right there, boy.
and it was so bad, like I could not walk without a cane for a month. I had to be wheelchaired out.
Yeah.
So then it brings us back to a question that you asked: is how did you deal with the PTSD? Exercise has played a big portion of your life. I know it always has. Your parents were really good at putting that time aside for you and making it a priority, and showing you to make it a priority. But what has the role been in fitness and exercise in this way, on your way back to rehabilitation?
Well, the first part was definitely getting the weight back before I could do anything. I probably say for 2 months I didn't work out at all because my main issue was I need to walk again.
Yeah.
That was like the first step. Like I still remembered how to walk. It was just I did not have the strength to go on for long.
Yeah. You just needed to rebuild that foundation.
Yeah. So about 2 months, I didn't work out. It was just gaining the weight back, I think, and like blessed by God, about the first month, I had gained 20 pounds back just by eating
Yeah.
and practicing walking. It was tough, but definitely got there. And then that second month was just starting to incorporate just stretches so I can get my body to be in a more fit mode for when I actually start lifting and everything.
Yeah.
That's another cool thing about you as an individual that I've noticed, and I think that's tribute to your parents, is that you have a high sense of drive. Like if you want to achieve something, I see you working out, you go after it, and I think that's your parents doing, no? Because I've met both of them, and they both have drive in them too. Your mom, she's got her business. Your dad, he's doing his thing, and that's pretty freaking cool for you to have that as well, because you're willing to put in the work to get what you want to get.
And now with a new sense of appreciation, it don't feel like work no more.
No,
it feels like just something you should be doing.
Yeah, working out, it always felt like a task. Kind of like, I'll do it later.
I remember stretching when you first came in at 10 years old.
I was bad.
Get about to your knees, dude, on a hammy stretcher. Like,
yeah, it was bad.
And I remember, saying like, hey, you got to work on your flexibility, all right? Because it's hard to work out and work on your muscles if you're not, pliable. If your muscles have if your tendons can't stretch.
Yeah.
But so exercise. So once you started walking again.
Yeah. So once I started walking again, started doing stretching. My best friend, he started helping me, like, working out more. He started motivating me, making sure like I didn't get stuck in the hole that it was, because obviously you're gonna get depressed and anxiety ridden. It's going to get tough. Like those first 3 months were definitely the roughest, from October to December, because like
you're used to functioning in a certain
so like
you can't do that anymore.
My whole entire like way of movement, the way I operated was completely threw off. I didn't know who I was anymore, because like you die and you're like, well, what does that leave me? Do I just become someone new, or just go back to what I used to be? And that was one of the tougher things.
How can you don't think the same? You don't feel the same,
because like I was like, I remember I was driving with my mom late at night because we were going to the store, and I was like, we were talking about it, and she was asking me how I feel, and I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like a shell of who I was. Like, it was tough. And my friend, definitely thank him a lot, because he was part of the reason like I was able to get up out of bed and be like, I need to work out, because I need to get myself back in shape. I need to get myself back together. So then once that October through December part passed, starting in January, I started lifting weights. I didn't start heavy because I couldn't lift heavy, but 15 pound dumbbells, that's what I started with, and I worked my way up. I remember in March I started coming back here because I was like, I need to go back to Carlos.
Yeah. No, I remember I want to say I think we did like a 15-pound kettlebell, 20-pound kettlebell when you came back.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, dude, we're gonna just do like biomechanics and kinetics, and really get you to coordinate your body to be better than it was. I remember I said that. I said we gonna make it better than it was, because now, like I said, you're living with this whole different understanding of stuff. So the attention to detail is much greater.
Yeah,
I know. I've been there, so it's like I'm stuck in that mode. So much so that I obsess over it.
Yeah.
Because it keeps me further in myself.
Yeah.
So I remember that. I was like, damn, bro, really? On kettlebell. And shit, the time's flown by, because that was what, March?
That was March.
So, we're in August now, folks. Why don't you share with people, how you're doing now, man?
So starting from March, it was really an upward climb from there. I was feeling better about myself. Physically, I didn't look like the best that I've ever looked, but I was starting to feel better, more confident in who I was. And I was still going through that journey of like, who am I now? And I think I attribute a lot of my strength now to like that confidence in who I am. And in May, I started like going to the gym more, working out with my friend. And in that, it was just like the weight started increasing. I remember coming here. I remember climbing the weight from 15 pounds to 20, 25. And I just picked up a 30 and I just started throwing it up. I started feeling better. And then in June, I remember it was like the first time my friend and I were like, all right, we're going to try working out with like bars and like actual weights and stuff, like really get me going. And then I remember we were doing deadlifts and stuff. And I was like, you know what? We'll just start going until I can't go anymore. And I think I hit 375 on a deadlift. And
since March, motherfuckers, doing kettlebells and lightweight around here. It's possible. You ain't got to be a muscle head. We're strong as hell. We just don't look it.
And then in July, I started looking better. I started feeling better. I was like, I'm better than what I once was, but I'm not who I once was. And I started getting that in that mentality. I'm like, I'm a much different person than where I am. I stand on a different side. And I started throwing up weights and everything. And it's been a really great. I remember squatting for the first time with a barbell or a bar and then put on weight. And I was like 315 for 4 reps. I was like, oh, we're back. It felt so good.
That's right. That's right. No, and then you shared with me a little bit, that we're getting you back on the mats, get you grapple a little bit, we'll be in tomorrow, and that's one of the reasons why I say that, you're a perfect example of the type of people that are here. We do these podcasts and we bring on members and they share their stories with us and stuff. And your story has been great. And what it does is it reinforces that here, the reason why I've made comments like we don't want followers is because the reality is we want people contributing, not contributing to the fact that, oh, you give me money and you train. No. When you come in here with that workman's mentality, with that appreciation of life, with that appreciation of the moment, of the people that are sitting here striving right next to you. And the biggest compliment you could give to me or this program or anything we do here is to do you to the freaking fullest.
Yeah.
Fearlessly, with conviction and intent. And to me, that contributes so much to our brand here. That's what I want. So if you guys are out there, it's not that we don't want you to follow our Instagram or follow our Facebook. It's that we want people contributing to it. Share your energies with us, man. Share your stories with us. Don't be ashamed of anything. Doesn't matter who you were. It's who you are now and who you want to be. That's it. Yeah. You use your faith in your religion. Here, I encourage it and I reinforce it. I never hate on it. We've never had an issue with that. A lot of the morals and standards we have, they kind of run in line anyways.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's that mentality is like we're not that different, people. We can associate differently to things, but the reality is we're all human beings on this earth trying to exist in our little pocket world or in our minds and stuff. And I think the best thing someone can do is take control of self.
Yeah.
Which is with your faith and your trauma has done with you. You're taking complete control of self. And that's what we train here. So that's why it's like I see it in you when you come in here and train and I give you all this stuff to do. It's like you don't have that youngster look like, damn, it's gonna be hard, eh? You know what I'm saying? You're like, yep, and then you just boom, bop, bop, and you do it, and then you do the same when you're out there.
Yeah,
and that's what it's about, dude. That's what it's about. Shake your hand, bro. You are a great representative for our brand and our people here. I commend you. anything and everything that you do, because I know you're gonna do it with a whole heart, and you know, with it in your words, the will of God.
Yeah.
And hey, man, look, that's what we look for around here. That's what we look for. Also, while we have you here, share with us really good your education. How's your education going?
No, it was rough the junior year.
Yeah.
I was like, a lot of people say like, oh, your junior year is gonna be your toughest year. I was like, no, it's not. And I was gone for a month and a half. And
Backtracked you a little bit.
backtracked me.
So
But now-
you're a
but now-
senior now?
But now,
But
Brandon?
now, senior, yeah.
Yeah.
Now
so
I'm like,
now tell the folks what you told me. Where are you at right now as far as your high school schedule and lining yourself up for college?
yeah. So right now I put in that work, that junior year, catching up, and then I'm in AP Calc, AP Lit. I have a good amount of free periods too because I put in that work, and now I'm aiming for I'm probably gonna go to Stan State for my first few years, and then I'm either going to go to a college where I can get a degree with like theology, homiletics, so I can go into that pastoring. But I also want to go into like business and law. I want to do more,
That's right.
and then eventually I want to go for like governor positions. I want to go into government.
That's what the fuck we're doing here, people. You guys think we're just beating people up and fucking working out? We're not, man. We're empowering. We're supporting, and we're uplifting people to to be able to accomplish whatever they want to. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. And I'll tell you what, I'll vote for you. I don't even vote, but I vote for you because I know you. I know your family. I'd register to vote just for you. I'll tell you that.
Yes,
Got my
sir.
word on that. I've never voted because I think voting is silly. I think sometimes the polls play with us. They play with us working class people, and I don't like it. I don't like to be patronized or made fun of. Like, haha, look at this dude thinking it's gonna work. But I'll tell you what. You run for any office in the Senate, in the cabinet, wherever you go, bro, I'll register just to vote for you. Might be the only person I vote for. I'll just I'll leave the rest of the ballot blank, just because I don't know nobody else like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, commend you, bro. Thank you very much. I think for all the youngsters out there, this is an inspiring story. You're going to continue to inspire. We're definitely going to hear more from you.
Yeah.
I love to do updates and man, just siempre adelante, brother. Always.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
So who is Brandon?
Well, I'm definitely a man of faith, and I believe that no matter where you come from, you deserve a chance, or even chances, to have that shot to improve, to be better. And I believe that anyone, no matter where they are, they deserve a chance to show like what's underneath, no matter what the trauma, no matter what anything it is. It's like
you can push past.
You can push past it.
You can push past it. That's great. You can
beautiful.
push past it. Right? Mark that. You can push past it. Exactly what we're all about here. It's pushing past it. And fuck on that. Let it go. All right. Hey, everybody. We talk about like fights coming up, and you know what? I'm fucking done with the politics of fighting. So we'll be fighting soon. Check out our Instagram. You got Instagram? You got anybody you want check you out?
Oh, yeah.
Plug yourself.
Yeah, plug yourself,
Yeah.
homie. Yeah.
Let me see my Instagram.
You don't know it?
Damn.
No.
It's like us.
Hey, that's not a bad thing, bro. You're gonna be a fucking governor someday.
It's really funny because it's my name. I just don't remember the numbers I put on it.
Forget it. Hey, you know where to find us. How about that?
Yeah.
We're here. You want to plug your
Yeah.
church or anything?
Yeah, I go to Harvest Church downtown, downtown Turlock. It's fun. It's engaging, and
And you've done sermons and stuff already?
yeah, at the North Campus for the youth. I've done that, and then also at my school too.
Cool. So if you guys are out there, keep an eye out. Brandon Torres, he's out speaking in the public. Youngsters, get out, listen, I mean, he's telling you real shit. You know, for us around here, we're gonna keep grinding, doing our thing, and I'll see you on the mats tomorrow, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you for coming in, man, and everybody, thanks for tuning in. Till next time, stay strong.